Hello to all my guys, girls, gays, days, and everybody in between. Welcome to the Speedy Showcase. I'm your host of the Moses, Solo SiKatie. Katie Kinsey Baby. As you can see, Savannah is not here today. She had a PWL show to do, and I couldn't do it last night because I was at a concert. I didn't even watch Dynamite. So that's why it's just me solo dolo today, and that's fine. It'll be a shorter show. I always say that, and then I ramble, and then it ends up being longer. So I'm going to try not to do that. Tommy said, hey, don't forget about trivia. I've forgotten twice in 2 days. Matt had to remind me again last night. That's okay, Tommy. That's all right. Yeah, trivia. I will talk about it at the end. We're doing horror trivia, trick or trivia on Sunday, Easter Sunday. Yes, Tommy, I went to a concert. I went to Fall Out Boy last night, and it was a hell of a time. I was very excited. But yeah, so that's why I am here. Savannah's not. Next week, Wi-Fi depending, because I'll be at my Airbnb. We should have a normal show earlier on Thursday, but should still have our normal show. Sorry, my connection is shitty going in and out. No, you're good, Tommy. No worries. But if you want to watch live, typically we are on twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase, where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, you get a subscription. You can subscribe using Prime Gaming. It's a whole thing. I don't have Amazon Prime, so I don't do that. But 90% of you do. So you do that, you can subscribe to this Twitch right here and get notified when we go live, which is every Thursday, time depending. Usually 6 to 6:15-ish, give or take. But if you don't want to do any of that, that's fine. You can watch us on youtube.com/ShElite Showcase, where you can subscribe, you can like the video, you can comment, you can watch the past VODs, you can see me talk to myself for 5 minutes before the show started. The fun stuff, you know? You can do all that. And if you want to spend monies, like monies, Pateron.com/ShElite Showcase. I didn't have time to put up something that I wanted to do, so when I come back from Philly, I will have something on there. I promise. It will be spooky. That's all I'm going to tell you. I think I might have already said it's like true crime, but spooky. And Women's Month, you only have a few days left. You only have until Sunday. You can go to ShEliteShowcase.com. You can get merch to support myself and Savannah. And you get 15% off if you use the promo code Women24 at the top of the thing, the store, the shop, whatever you want to call it. Support us. Even if you don't wear the shirt or you don't use the sticker or whatever, it would just mean a lot if you bought something. You know, I've bought friend shirts and I don't wear them. Just to support, you know? So if you want to do that, that'd be great. If not, no worries. I completely understand. But let's just roll into this. So not a lot of news and rumors. Excuse me. You're going to be hearing a lot of that too. WWE Next Gen. It's coming out April 1st, Roku channel. So it's next Monday. It's based off of what I saw. It's like a combination of Tough Enough and like the Breaking Ground series they had on the network. It's kind of like a combination of that. It's just up and coming people trying out for WWE, and they're kind of filming it reality show style. So I'm intrigued. John Cena is going to be there. Big E. I think Bianca Belair showed up in the trailer. Triple H, the coach, like the typical coaches. I don't know. I might watch. We'll see. I have my Roku set up, so maybe I won't watch it. But if you have the Roku, you can go on the Roku channel. You can watch that April 1st. It's the same day as the Bray documentary, so you can just like nom nom all of the WWE content you can, and that'll be Monday Night Raw. It'll be a whole thing. You can make it a whole day. Most people have Easter Monday off, so the Monday after Easter. Most people have that off, so why not, you know? Then Double or Nothing was announced again in Vegas at the MGM Grand again, which I don't. So that's where they had Money in the Bank. I didn't like it. Like, it was very small in there. I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but do what you gotta do, I guess. So that'll be May 26th. A lot of people are not surprised that I think Double or Nothing will always be a Vegas thing. I don't what, Matt? I don't remember what I said. So yeah, I'm not surprised it's in Vegas. Again, that's probably going to be a show that's always in Vegas. I will not go. My April is too busy. I cannot. Maybe one of these days I'll go to AEW pay-per-view, but it's not in the cards right now. And I mean, I like the MG. I like the Grand, but I don't at the same time. I don't know. I just like bigger. Like Allegiant Stadium was nice. It was beautiful. It was huge. And the MGM was fine, but I don't know. Just maybe because of the pay-per-view they had there. Maybe if it was just like a normal, like vibe pay-per-view, like a I don't know. Maybe not Money in the Bank. I don't know. I feel like Money in the Banks always have to be like in a stadium, but that's just me. Where else are they gonna do it? Atlantic City, of course. A gambling themed pay-per-view has to be in Vegas. Oh, I know. But it's Tony Khan, so nothing would surprise me if he ended up changing that. It's more than likely going to be there forever, as long as they do a Double or Nothing. But yeah, that'll be 2 months. AEW needs to do smaller venues. I mean, true, but even then they can't even sell out smaller venues, but that's neither here nor there. So that's a whole other conversation. But speaking of AEW, they have a new COO. I'm going to mispronounce this person's name, and I feel bad, but I'm going to try my best. Kosha Irby, I guess, is the new COO. I took a screenshot of the announcement. He has... Where'd it go? Where did it go? He was a chief marketing officer with the athletic department from Clemson, has previous positions with Memphis, football, professional bull riders, WWE regional director of live events. So, new CEO too. Who's the CEO? I didn't see anything about that. I just saw COO. I also wasn't on my phone a lot, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Matt, you tell me the news. But hey, if that's gonna help with them and their live shows, do what you gotta do. That more power to you, Tony Khan. Oh, I hate you. Mercedes, Mercedes Moné, new CEO. I hate you so much. And then last thing that I have, ITC. What up? Class shatters. I love that that's just your entrance every time you show up to a show. You did it on Smack and Raw last week too. The WWE Speed Championship. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I talked about WWE Speed a few weeks ago, if not last week. It's gonna be that 3-minute matches only on Twitter, and there's gonna be a tournament to crown a WWE Speed champion starting April 3rd. I don't know. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, like every women's match from like the 2000s on, they should all be champion. True. So we'll see how that is. I also saw something about Pete Dunne producing some of the speed matches that were happening kind of on like pre-show type shit before Raws and SmackDowns or whatever. TC shatters glass when he enters the chat, and Katie shatters glass ceilings. I try my best. Speed Championship, aka the Tony Khan belt. Basically, yeah. So that's the thing. I don't know why that's the thing. Why they're making it a championship? You could just like have the matches. But what do I know? I know nothing apparently. So. So today, women's wrestling history. Today is the 28th as I record. 28th, 29th will be tomorrow when this goes up. Shimmer Volume 71 Chick Fight Tournament from 2015. It's a mouthful to say. Again, for indie promotions like this, I kind of just rattle off names that mostly everyone knows who was on the show. Buddy got rid of the 24/7 title for that. I probably prefer the 24/7 title just because it was on TV and it was giving some people to do. This is just going to be on Twitter, so nobody's going to pay attention. Or they're barely going to talk about it. I don't know. But Shimmer, you had Evie, we know her as Dakota Kai. Nicole Savoy, who was Lil Swole in AEW when they were doing that women's tag tournament a few years ago. Candice LeRae, Nikki Storm, Nikki Cross. What up, Jess? Welcome to the show. As I click it 4 times, it doesn't show up. Cherry Bomb. We know her as the Bunny. Which the fact that her name used to be Cherry Bomb is actually dope as hell. Kaylee Ray. Know her as Apple Fire. Mia Yim, Athena, Jessica Havoc, and Nicole Matthews, who was their Shimmer champion at the time. So a lot of them fought each other multiple times throughout that night. It was a whole tournament thing. I think Nicole Matthews ended up keeping the title the whole event, if I remember correctly. I didn't write it down, but that's just what I think happened. So we're going to go with that. My wrestlers of the week. This was hard because I only watched 2 shows. I didn't watch Dynamite. For those who popped in late, I was at a concert last night, so I didn't watch Dynamite, and I forgot to record it, and I got home at like fucking 12:30. I wasn't going to watch it. I came home and I went to bed. Because I was so tired. And I had to work today. So I didn't watch Dynamite. But my tag team, even though there was like no tag team wrestling basically, given specifically for Braun Breaker, what is your favorite Nicole Matthews match? I don't know. She's done a lot on the indies, so I've seen her name pop up a lot. I don't know my favorite Nicole Matthews match, Matt. My tag team specifically for Braun Breaker, I'll just give it to the Wolf Dogs, you know, hoo-hoo. Because there was like no tag team wrestling. There was barely any wrestling on Raw. And all like singles matches basically on NXT. And again, I didn't watch Dynamite. I know the Bucks had a match versus Private Party. I know that Nickelback Jackson botched. That's about all I got. All of the information I have about tag team wrestling this week. See, TC, you can be the Baron Corbin, I'll be the Braun Breaker. Like, you can love Baron Corbin, I will love Braun Breaker. And we can just be civil. Me and Baron Corbin got beef because the whole broke-ass Corbin shit, and then you guys kept calling me that. So, I don't like it. My women wrestlers, I do have 2. I know she won the Fatal 4-Way on Dynamite, so I'll give a little love to Willow. So it'll be Willow versus Julia Hart for the TBS title at Dynasty, which I will not be watching because it's the day after my sister's wedding, and I'm not dropping $50 on a pay-per-view. Fuck you, Tony Khan. Get a streaming service, and we won't have this problem anymore. So I give a little bit of love to Willow, of course. Willow's a beautiful baby angel. Deserves all the love and respect in the world. And if people disagree with that, we'll fight. I don't care. I'll also give it to Thea Hale. Crazy Thea's back. Not taking shit. She stood up to JC Jane. A little teary-eyed. Listen, I'm an emotional ass person. I get it. Especially like when you think someone's your friend and they're not. That shit hurts. I understand, Thea. I get you, girl. But she tapped out Jasmine Nix in her NXT debut match, snapped her arm, basically, and was kind of happy about it. Thea's crazy. And I, honest to God, love that for her. For all of us. Something's going right. That's all that matters. And I want, like, I guess it would be a 8-woman tag, if that would be a thing. So, like, JC, Jasmine, Kiana, and Izzy. Yeah. And verse Fallon, Kalani, Thea. So we need a 4th for that. Come back to me on that. I'm just rattling information. I said I wanted a 6-woman tag, but I'd be okay with an 8-woman tag. We just need another woman for the other side. And my male, my male, mans, I'm going to give it to Andrade. I love watching Andrade wrestle, especially against Giovanni Vinci. That match was really good. Like, surprisingly good, but also not surprising when you see the participants. Giovanni Vinci's good. He's just, like, not my favorite member of Imperium, which sucks for him, but that's all right. But Andrade got the win. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him, like with the Judgment Day stuff, see what actually happens. Who fucking knows? Because I don't. So I don't know. So those are my picks for the week. Wow, I am speeding through this. That's all right. You guys get a short episode this week. Easy to listen to, easy to watch. Fourth question. WrestleMania season is upon us. Last week, Matt and I talked about entrances. This week, I'm going to talk about moments, specifically. Some of my favorite WrestleMania moments that have happened. I wrote a few down. Feel free to pop some in the chat. After the fact, pop some in the comments. Your favorite WrestleMania moments. Tell me about them. Like, why they mean so much to you. Or just your favorite ones because. Like, I have Eddie Guerrero winning the title, WrestleMania 20. Not only was it a fantastic match, but, like, Eddie winning. TC said, Michael Cole being undefeated, top 4 moment. I cannot believe you. That's outrageous. That's absolutely outrageous. But hey, you do what you gotta do. If that's in your top 4, that's your top 4. I got Eddie winning. I got Rhea winning last year because, like, my girl deserved that. And that should have been the main event. And I stand by that fucking statement. And I will stand by that statement until the day I die. It was one of the best matches on that card. Period. He beat Jerry Lawler. That's automatically top 5 off that alone. Oh, I mean, very valid points. Jerry Lawler's a piece of shit. So anytime he gets beat up, round of applause. I remember being, like, so confused why that whole match even happened. But then I was like, now that I'm a little older, I'm like, oh yeah, WWE. That's why that happened. What else do I have? Because I was there and I got to witness it, John Cena, HBK, WrestleMania 23. That match was awesome. Even though people didn't think so in a certain bracket that happened recently. You know? Kept him winless at Mania. Shout out to all my coal miners. The fact that Michael Cole has, like, his own fan club and they're called coal miners is absolutely top tier. But yeah, Cena, HBK, main event, WrestleMania 23 in Detroit. I was there. It was a really good match. I absolutely loved it. My favorite match that happened on that card. No other people were there. There was no hair versus hair match. I'm so annoyed that I had to witness that live, and almost every participant in there is just tainted, except Bobby Lashley and Stone Cold and Umaga. The other people, we don't talk about them. Oh, Edge spearing Mick Foley through a flaming table, WrestleMania 22. Because what the fuck? It was a hardcore match. We knew crazy stuff was going to happen because it was a hardcore match and it was Mick Foley and Edge. But setting the table on fire and then spearing him to the outside through that, one of those moments that's just like engraved in your mind. It was also on like, I was curious to see like what other people's put, so I like Googled like best WrestleMania moments to see like what other people said, and that was on a few of the lists that I saw. I'm honestly surprised it's not on more, but I get it. A lot of things happened. At 37, Black Magic happened between Sasha, Mercedes, and Bianca. That is one of the moments that genuinely made me cry. Rhea made me cry because she won and she deserved it. These two women made me cry because it was just such a pivotal moment for women's wrestling, and the two of them and just everything. And the fact that they couldn't even really hold it together in the ring before the match started. Oh, that moment is just so good. One of the purest moments I have seen in wrestling, not even just for WrestleMania, just in wrestling in general. That's definitely like up there. And these are in no particular order. I kind of just wrote them down as I was thinking about it. Anything and everything, Triple H, HBK, and Undertaker. Whether it's the WrestleMania 25, 26 with HBK and Taker, the end of an Eras match with all three men involved. All of those matches were so fun and so cool. Especially the end of an Eras match. Especially when Taker gets hit with the pedigree and a super kick. Or Sweet Chin Music, either way. I don't remember which one happened first. My headphone. And then still kicking out in Sean's face because he was the ref and was fast counting. Magic. Beautiful. Cinema, if you will. I know that gets played a lot over time, so I would say cinema. Heist of the Century, WrestleMania 31. Nobody expected Seth to cash in during the main event of WrestleMania. Not a single soul. If anybody said they did, they're lying to you. Because Mans lost to Randy Orton. I'm like 90% sure he lost earlier in the night. And a beautiful RKO, by the way, by Randy. Just popping him off his shoulder, off the back, and beautiful. The Heist of the Century was so... just like one of those moments where you don't... like, you literally didn't expect it to happen. And then it did, and you're just like, oh my god, he did it. He won. And then just like swinging the title around, typical Seth Rollins fashion. This upcoming Mania will be his first actual main event, because I don't necessarily count the Heist of the Century as a main event for him because he added himself in the match like halfway through. So I wouldn't count that, but I will count this upcoming one. And he even tweeted about it. So that's awesome for Seth. Bryan at 30, winning finally. I mean, just a feel-good moment. And having Connor out there, Connor the Crusher, front row. that my heart for that specifically alone. And that whole story leading up to it. The Yes movement, Bryan being a B+ player, and all of these things. It was just so good to just witness. And he overcame a lot. Like, he almost got wheeled out of the match. Taking on Batista and Randy after fighting Triple H earlier in the night. Well done, sir. Well done, Bryan. Another Edge one. Spearing Jeff Hardy off. Well, so Edge was on the 20-foot ladder. Jeff was hanging onto the belts. Spear. That is what fucked up Edge's neck, though. but it's still a really cool moment. WrestleMania 17 was one of the TLC matches, and obviously shenanigans ensue because TLC and WrestleMania ladders, tables, ladders, chairs, oh my, that's definitely one of the coolest moments. Just for the sheer pop, too. Because that's like some shit in a video game. You see someone dangling and you can just like hit them with something and then they fall. But we got to see it in real life. And the last one that I have is Kofi Mania. Kofi winning at what TC, Reek, and myself deemed Representation Mania. I believe Malik as well. Representation Mania alone, I would have put the women's triple threat, but Ronda really fucked that up for me for a lot of reasons, because she's garbage and trash at wrestling, and I'm glad Becky said that she said that too, because she fucking is. But Kofi winning after everything he went through, like the Elimination Chamber and then the New Day Gauntlet tag thing, and then just getting there, and just that moment with Big E and Kofi in the ring and unveiling the new title, because this was when Bryan was champion, so it was like a paper fucking cardboard title. That moment alone will go down in history as one of the coolest moments in WrestleMania. I don't remember. No, I was gonna say, oh, that's the main event. It wasn't. That was the women's main event. Too many. I'm not good with like main events unless I have to like look it up. But those are just some of my favorite WrestleMania moments. Again, feel free to let me know what yours are in the comments. You can tweet me, whatever you want to do, but just let me know some of your favorite WrestleMania moments. 'Tis the season, we're on the road. WrestleMania is literally next week. I will be in Philly next week. We will still do a show, Wi-Fi permitting. Again, I said in the beginning, I'll say it again. Wi-Fi permitting, there will be a show next week. And expect a vlog sometime after. It's going to be hard to do it without this laptop, so I got to figure all that out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, hanging out. Again, short episode, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's what you got to do when you're riding solo. Jason Rulo said something like that, something along those lines. But Twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase if you want to watch us live next Thursday, again permitting, or youtube.com/ShElite Showcase, where you can also catch us live. And since we're talking about WrestleMania, if you want to check out the latest YouTube video, I ranked WWE WrestleMania entrances based off of their playlist of the top 30, and then a few of my own, because some people were not included and some entrances were not included that definitely should have been. Cough, cough, there was no Bianca on their list, so I added both of hers. The patreon.com/ShElite Showcase, where if you want to spend some money and see some non-wrestling stuff, you can. Again, I'll have something in April. I am sorry, I've been slacking. I've just been exhausted trying to figure stuff out. But that we're working on it. And we're also working on ShEliteShowcase.com. It's still Women's Month. A few more days. Get your merch. Support us. Support me. I'm the one busting my ass trying to get this stuff rolling. I'm really trying. And again, even if you don't wear a shirt, even if you don't use a sticker, even if you don't whatever, and if you just buy it and support. I said in the beginning, I'll say it again, just buy it to support us, You can get 15% off so you can get it cheap. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But you can catch me this weekend, again, as always, SmackDown Raw. Going a little earlier now. We're going at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 Central. SmackDown Raw, typical show. And Sunday, Easter Sunday, same time, we're doing Trick or Trivia. Myself, Timmy, Tommy, if you will. Reek, the advocate. Matt will be hosting, and I believe Will Gray will also be there. So it'll be fun. Just a little horror trivia to get the juices flowing. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Chilling for a little bit. Short episode. Next week we'll be back in the swing of things. If not, then the week after, and then I'll tell you all my WrestleMania stories. Until then, bye-bye.